Well, I came out here testing the 250XC, testing the forks on the bike, testing a hydration system as well.
What's up, everybody? Well, yeah, I'm out there riding this 250XC. This ride is happening in late February, and it looks really great right there. But man, I was so cold on this ride. It was just the last couple of times, because I rode earlier this week as well, and I've just struggled with temperature. It's just one of those times where February and March are hard times to ride in Utah. January, February, and March, obviously you can go out to, certain parts of the desert, and if you're willing to drive 3 or 4 hours, depending on where you are in the state, then you can get into some warmer weather. This is about 1 hour from where I live, and it seemed like it was fine, but the wind just made it kind of unbearable, and I kept putting my jacket on and off, and that just kind of takes the fun out of it for me. But love the bike. The trail was actually really good. I think I'm going to come up upon a barrel here fairly soon that I'm going to push out of the trail if I recall right. But man, I love the forks on the bike. And finally, at this point of the ride here, and then just as I get going through here the rest of the video, I finally get into a flow. Sometimes when you're out on the bike, you can just never really get into a flow. If you're doing a harder enduro ride, then flow is not really a thing that you ever even get into. I came through this on the way through. I was I had to go around that. So I just decided to stand it up right there. It's fine if it's standing up on the trail. People can see it. But anyway, I finally got into a flow at the end of this, but it was windy enough. You can't really hear what I'm saying. And then because I don't have a microphone inside the helmet, it's really hard to hear. I can hear what I'm saying, but part of that is because I know what I said. If you're not me, it'd be harder to even understand what was happening here. But I finally get the bike kind of up into third gear, and then I think I even get up into fourth gear a couple of times. And that's really where this bike shines. I do consulting calls every now and again. If you want to grab a call with me, there's a contact page on my website. It says Contact Kyle. Probably roll it up on the screen right here, and you can schedule a call. We can either do emails or we can schedule calls. Also, by the way, I'm giving away this GasGas 250 or a GasGas 300 EC or EC 300. It's the GP version, and then we went ahead and put custom suspension on the bike by moto experts. I also went full Brembo brakes on the front and rear, so it's a pretty amazing bike. You can enter to win that here in the month of March here in 2025. If you go to my website, dirtbikechannel.com, you just click to buy anything that I've got over there. That automatically enters you in. And also, if you click my affiliate links for Rocky Mountain ATV, which are found in the video description and on my website, dirtbikechannel.com, it gets you entered in to win that bike. It's automatic entry with all orders. When you click a link, one of my links for Rocky Mountain ATV, it puts a tracking cookie in your browser, and then the page reloads. So you can't tell that anything has happened, but you're automatically entered just by doing that. There's nothing else you have to do. Excuse me. At the end of the sweepstakes, they send me back a list of numbers, essentially. And what they've done is they've assigned you, as a customer, a number. And then I send that information over to my sweepstakes company, and that enters you, and you get entries that way. And then the sweepstakes company will be like, hey, number 37... looks like they're one of the finalists, and then I go to Rocky Mountain ATV and I say, hey, who's number 37? And they say, oh, it's, John Doe from wherever. So that way, they're not sending just hordes of customer data over to me and contact information because of this age of privacy. And that's how it works. So yeah, you can get entered to win that bike. This bike will probably be a sweepstakes bike later in the year, probably maybe June, I don't know, either June or September, depending on how much I want to ride this bike. We never know how the sweepstakes are doing until they're actually over, because you get most of your entries on the first few days of the sweepstakes and on the last couple of days. And usually the last day is probably is the best day of a sweepstakes. So when I say, hey, I don't know if I'll do this again, it's because I don't know if I'll do it again. It has to pay for the next one. It has to pay for all the expenses. Most of the expenses are actually in the product and the warehouse. The warehouse costs, the picking costs, the shipping costs, that costs more to me than anything else. It's the very biggest bill that I have Other people said, well, why don't you just do a raffle? You know, why can't I just send you money and get tickets? Well, that's because in a lot of states, including the state that I'm in, if you just purchase tickets in for a, quote, raffle, it is considered gambling or racketeering. So I've got to be able to send you a product, and either I send you a product that I have like on my website, or we send you a product for anything that Rocky Mountain ATV sells, and that's how we get by it. So that's why you can't just send like, hey, I'm just going to send you some money and give me some entries for the bike. That doesn't work in the state that I'm in and many other states around the U.S. It could work in some states, but it certainly doesn't work in mine. So anyway, that's why we're doing that. The other thing I notice is towards the end of this little, and this is about an 11-minute kind of sprint or whatever, it's amazing how fast your low back can get tired. I work out all the time. I work out between 3 and 5 days a week, like doing resistance training and strength training, but I don't ride that often. At this point, the last little while, I've only ridden like every 2 or 3 weeks. And it's amazing how those muscles in the low back start to burn on you as you're going through, because you're basically in a little bit of a squat the entire time, and you're absorbing all the bumps and everything with your hips and your knees. And it's amazing how the low back starts to scream at you if you're in a sustained period. It just goes to show how amazing it is the supercross guys and the motocross guys are. The fact that they can do these 20 and 30-minute motos without even slowing down, it's pretty incredible. Makes you know, that's one of the ways you know it's a young man's sport, is just because they're able to maintain a max heart rate for that amount of time. It's pretty impressive. But anyway, love the bike, love the suspension, and if you want to get entered for that EC300, go to my website, dirtbikechannel.com, or use the links to Rocky Mountain ATV. They're down in the video description or over on my website. So anyway, I love you guys, and hope you're having a great week, and leave a single track.
It's been a minute since I've done a section like this. It's and I, Kyle, we're here, standing up in the attack position, absorbing all this. Fun little section.